financials have been absolutely ripping ever since Trump got through the election and won. And suddenly we have this huge move to the upside. We're at record levels to the upside in so many different other parts of the market. And the financials is another one of those that just continues to rip to the upside. You can take your pick on the names: JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, you got Morgan Stanley. A lot of these names just continue to rip to the upside. They think there might be a little bit more of a looser sort of a regulatory, and that I think is something that's very accurate. And so because of that, we just continue to move. We continue to see every couple of days, almost every day, it feels like XLF, and the sizes that they're putting on here are absolutely outrageous. But I think investment banking is still, that's what I've been banking on the entire year with the financials. I continue to lean to that. And if they loosen up a little bit from the regulatory perspective, I think there's still room to the upside. What about you? We keep seeing this UOA. What do you think right now, Justin?
Yeah, I mean, you know that I love UOA. And also, just a question for anyone out there. Can you trade 8.5 million shares of the XLF? No? Well, perhaps with very, very cheap options, which is what you get in the XLF time and time again, whether it's ripping or not. These guys can. Maybe still 85,000. That's probably still a lot for most of us here. But these are 21-cent options that they're picking up out in December at the 53 strike. It's a little bit out of the money, but it's not out of the question for them to hit this. And they're also hitting 64,000 of the January 55 strike. Stock's at about $50 and change. They get them for 11 to 17 cents. If you can measure your risk, which you can do with these really, really cheap options, I think you can take a bite out of this. And the last question that I'll just leave you guys with before we move on to sports is, if you could go back to late 2020, early 2021, and these QBTS type meme stocks are sort of ripping and financials are doing really well and the market's being pretty consistent, what would you do if you could go back and trade it then? Because with small caps doing really, really well, economy looking like it might pick up at the beginning of an election cycle, I kind of think that's where we're going.